You know what my recent fascination is? Bitcoin. A lot of people, when they hear Bitcoins, immediately they think it's a scam, it's speculative, it's volatile, it's scary. What is it? Nobody even knows what a Bitcoin is, right? So let me try to define what a Bitcoin is for everyone to understand it in as simple a manner as I can. Because I didn't understand Bitcoins either when I first heard of it. But it was something that was so interesting for me. So I started reading up on it and I asked myself, what is a Bitcoin and how do you describe it? The Bitcoin itself is a digital asset or a digital file that you can send to somebody. So you're thinking, okay, what makes that different from sending other files to people? If I send you a photo on email, would I have a copy of it?
Yes.
Right. If I email you a music file, would I have a copy of it?
Yes.
Right. Anything I send you, video, anything, right? Imagine a Bitcoin is something where I can send you a Bitcoin, a file, and when I send it to you, it's yours. It is a physical, it's like a physical coin where when I give it to you, it's yours. I don't have a copy. I don't have any, it's literally with you, not with me. This is the first time that you're able to create a digital file. Well, if I send it to you, it's with you and not with me. It's an actual digital asset. That's why it's magic, because it's never been done before. Now, the beauty of that is this also. Because I can send you that digital file and it's yours, it becomes an asset where it can be traded for goods, services, or whatever you want. Thus, it becomes cryptocurrency. So a Bitcoin is this blockchain ledger. It's a ledger that's open to the public that records all transactions. And the ledger is open to the public that it's not on one computer or one server. It's all over in different computers and servers, all over the internet. And a lot of people say, how is that compared to like a currency, like the US dollar? And then I had a friend who said to me, you know, because the difference is kasi, when you talk about currency, it's backed by gold. But people forget that actually the currencies nowadays in the world are not backed by gold anymore since 1971. Since 1971, the world economies have decided that they're not going to back currencies by gold. Thus, it's called fiat money. Meaning, the value of the currency is depending on the government and what value they want to put. They can print more, they can print less, they can do whatever they want. So what's the problem with the government being able to just print as much money as they want? It creates hyperinflation. The value of the money goes down because there's so much money coming out in the market, flooding the market. That's why countries like Venezuela, their economy collapsed because they printed so much money, and then there was so much money that the value just depreciated so much that they use it for bags, the currency. It's like paper.
Yes.
There's no more value. Cyprus is another example where the whole economy collapsed and the government decided that all the money people had in the bank were not going to be given to them and it's going to be kept by the banks to save the banks from going under. And people's money were lost. That's the problem with governments that don't know how to manage their economy and their currency, or they have other ulterior motives, or they're corrupt. And the Bitcoin was created out of that need to be able to protect people's money. So when they created the Bitcoin, there's a group of hackers or one hacker. I don't know if it's one. Nobody knows who created the Bitcoin. And that's the beauty of it. Nobody knows who created it. It's a group of people, or is it one person? They created a pseudonym. The name is Satoshi Nakamoto. I think that's the name.
So it's from Japan?
No. They checked and there's nobody named Satoshi Nakamoto. And that's the amazing thing. That these people just created it and put it out there. And the Bitcoin cannot be hacked. It cannot be counterfeited. They cannot break that code. They cannot duplicate it. They cannot do it. Like that digital asset is a firm digital asset that cannot be changed. And it's unhackable. So that's what makes it valuable. Now, people are asking me, but how is a Bitcoin, a digital file, how is it valuable? How can it have value? It's nothing physical. Think about how much, if you think about it, there are so much digital assets out there that have no physical entity yet have value. Facebook is a good example. What is Facebook? It's just a community of people chatting online. And yet, it's worth how many billions of dollars? Value is not created on the physical aspect
Nowadays.
no, it's not about the physical aspect. It's about the value that's created by the community. And there is a community that sees value in Bitcoin because it's a way to trade currency and without government regulating it, without government getting in the way. As a matter of fact, that is the fastest way to trade money with no third party, no bank, no fees, no delays. It's an instantaneous trade. I give you a Bitcoin, you give me money. Ganon.
That's it.
It's that easy. And because of that, the value of the Bitcoin is rising very quickly.
When did this start?
It started just over 10 years ago, a little bit over 10 years ago. I forget the exact data. Part 2000, I forget, 2008, 2009. And then when it started off, the value of the Bitcoin was in cents. A few cents lang, a few dollars.
And now?
And in 2017, it hit $20,000 per Bitcoin. Today it went down. Today it's at $6,600. But the trend is upward. Eventually, the Bitcoin will hit a valuation of $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 or even more per coin.
For example, for a person to have a Bitcoin, what do they need to do?
They have to have a wallet, a digital wallet. Now, the Bitcoin creators created its open source code, meaning they already have a program that is available for anyone to be able to create a Bitcoin wallet. So there are a lot of...
Just like an app?
It's like an app,
Bitcoin
right?
app?
It's like an app. So people just download the app. And there are a lot of different brands of apps now that are e-wallets. And then in that wallet, they can buy and sell Bitcoins. Now, they can also have the USB ledger, which is the hard wallet, which is they plug it into the computer and then the information, the Bitcoin actually goes into that ledger and you can put it in a safe. Yes, or you could put it on your computer. There's a lot of different options for wallets. The only downside of a Bitcoin is this that I see. Several downsides. The several downsides I see with Bitcoin is this. If it's in your phone and your phone suddenly gets lost or you smash it and you don't have your private key, the Bitcoin is lost. The problem naman if it's on the computer, for example,
Crash.
and you have a virus and the computer crashes because of the virus and you don't have your private key and you don't know how to recover it, then it's lost.
You have no way to like revive it or get it
Not
back.
that I know of, but maybe the experts in the Bitcoin industry would know. I'm not an expert, by the way. I'm a newbie. I'm just excited about it and I research about it, and that's why I'm talking about Bitcoins. And so if you have a hard ledger, which is the USB ledger, that's the safest because that one you can put in a safe, a physical safe, so nobody can touch it. But if somebody opens that safe and grabs it, it's like grabbing money or grabbing gold, and that's theirs because they have the private key now. And that's the problem with Bitcoin. It's literally giving the responsibility of all your money to you. Somebody also said to me, yeah, Chris, but that's a digital currency. How do you value a digital currency? Unlike cash, you can hold on to it and it's cash. Let me ask you something right now. How much money is in your wallet?
I hardly have...
Right, cash in your wallet. Most of your cash is where?
My cash?
Yeah, most of your money, sorry, is where? In the bank.
My card, yeah.
Right. Is it physical? No. Did you know that about 88% of all the actual currency is in digital form? They only print about 11 to 12% of the actual money flowing in any economy. So most of it's digital already. But the difference is this. This one is on a ledger, a blockchain ledger that cannot be tampered with. It's irrefutable,
There's no way
unverifiable.
matatamper that.
Yes, because that ledger is open and it's distributed on all these different minor computers. So all these computers all over the world have the exact same information. So even if they break one, there's thousands of others that can say that this is the actual ledger, and they verify it. So people are saying, how can you say that it's not hackable? My God, if you're thinking of hacking it, you'd rather just spend all that computing power creating a Bitcoin, mining for a Bitcoin. It's more profitable than hacking. Kasi to hack it will take you so much computer power and so much electricity. You might as well just be a miner and make more money legally. The other great thing about the Bitcoin is this. Imagine, there is no one person who can control the Bitcoin.
Yeah, you said.
When the creators created it, they left it out in the market and say it's for the people, and that's it. They can't even break into that Bitcoin. They can't even create a different program, change it, upgrade it. There's nothing. It is a digital asset that's created, and that's it, one time. And when they created it, they said there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins that are going to be created. After that, it stops. There's no more Bitcoins ever. Now it's being created. I think it's now we're at, I think it's at 18 million na. 18 million Bitcoins. And the number of Bitcoins being created per day is going to be cut in half by May 2020. And every 4 years, they cut in half the production of Bitcoins, all the way to 2140. So the limited quantity creates this limited supply, which increases the price.
The value.
Yes. So the value of the Bitcoin as it is right now is based on the value of how much it costs to mine a Bitcoin. And to mine a Bitcoin, which is to break the cryptic code, to be able to generate a Bitcoin, is about $6,000 right now. Therefore, that's going to be the floor price now. And at this point, it's going to start only going up. And that's why it's exciting. And, you know, I was actually asking my friends to tell me why they don't think the Bitcoin is going to work. And I seriously want to know. I'm looking for a good, solid, logical argument on why the Bitcoin won't work and why it will collapse and crash. I can't think of any. And when I ask all my friends, their answers are all based on fear, based on lack of knowledge, and based on speculation, and based on the unknown. But nobody could give me a logical argument on why it won't work. All of the arguments they gave me that they tried to make sense of it didn't make sense. I even would like to debate on this because I'm curious, because I'd like to poke holes at this. I tried to poke holes at this Bitcoin for about 3 weeks now. I've been trying to poke holes. I couldn't find a hole. And then I was like, oh my God, I can't find a hole. That's it. I'm buying a fucking Bitcoin.
Wait, so Bitcoin is like parang stocks siya that you monitor?
I guess you can say it's like stocks you can monitor. But the difference is stocks are companies that you buy and sell their shares. There is no company. There is no company. There's no server. The government can't even regulate Bitcoin. Do you know why? Because they don't know who to go after. They don't know who to say, stop doing this Bitcoin. This is illegal. They can't approach anyone because there's no one to approach. Because even the people that created it, they don't know who it is. It's amazing. It's fascinating. And I'm telling you, I believe the Bitcoin will be the new currency of the new world. And imagine countries where the government can't even figure out their own currency. This could be the currency to replace it. When Cyprus was going under in terms of their economy, people were buying Bitcoins. Because that was a safe instrument that they know that they can count on that has value.
Because their money don't have value.
Doesn't have value. And they can't buy a US dollar because nobody wants to sell them a US dollar. But Bitcoin, anyone can buy and sell. So people were telling me that, yeah, but there's a lot of scams on Bitcoin. Sure, there's a lot of scams with regular currency.
So how they do the scam?
They're gonna tell you they're gonna sell you a Bitcoin and you don't know anything and you just buy and you don't even own a Bitcoin. The way to verify is there's a ledger, a public ledger. You have to know that. You have to know your private key. So you have to be educated on it. You can't just assume somebody tells you they're gonna sell you a Bitcoin and you're getting a Bitcoin. You have to know how to verify. It's an instantaneous transaction.
So I have another question. So do we have parang transaction in our company that accept Bitcoin in the Philippines?
Yes, there is in the Philippines. Yes, there's a few, not many, but there's a few. 7-Eleven actually, I think they accept. Yeah, and there are Bitcoin machines. There's a lot of countries that accept Bitcoin. Japan is one of the biggest countries adopting the Bitcoin technology, and South Korea is also adopting it. In Europe, it's also starting to be adopted. The European Union is already discussing if the need for cryptocurrency, whether it's going to be Bitcoin or if they're going to create their own cryptocurrency. Just I wanted to add, that people are wondering, kasi, how do you trade Bitcoins? How do you use it as currency? The Bitcoin itself is not the currency kasi it's too big an amount. Each Bitcoin is now worth, in Philippines, it's worth 330,000 pesos.
30,000
Per Bitcoin. Or $6,600. The Bitcoin is divided per Satoshi. A Satoshi is equivalent to approximately 1 US cent. And then they computed it, the number of Satoshis that you can have.
May conversion naman siya.
Yeah, the number of Satoshis can actually replace the entire currency of the entire world. That is how much Satoshis are available. When they computed it, it's enough to be able to supply currency for the entire world. What they did is revolutionary. This is like when the internet came about. This is when Apple changed the smartphones and created that. This is groundbreaking. This is when Google came out. Like, this is when
Yeah.
Facebook happened. This is revolutionary, and this is the next revolution. I'm not even trying to convince people to do this. I don't care if people do it or not.
Yeah, you're just sharing.
I'm just sharing because I'm so excited. But people who believe me, I don't care. I'm not even mad if people say that they think I'm stupid. I don't care because I'm gonna make a killing out of this. Whether you do it or not, it doesn't make a difference to me. What difference does it make to me? I see the value in it, and I've seen people that made a lot of money, millions in this thing already. And I'm just catching that wave a little bit later than everyone, but it's not late yet because it's still the early stages. This thing is going to be big in 20 years from today. This is something you could even, give to your kids or your grandchildren. They're going to be like, wow, a Bitcoin? Do you know how much it's going to be by then? I wouldn't be surprised if it hits millions of dollars per Bitcoin. And that's the beauty of Bitcoin. And that's why I'm excited about it. And that's why I'm sharing it. Because I want to see how many people will be able to at least take advantage of this new technology and become the new millionaires of this economy.